dreamers, welcome back to my channel Roses Star and Books. I must apologize for not being here for a good amount of time. Like, ugh, but I am here to give you guys like a life update on has been going on with me and everything like that. Y'all see, I got a new haircut. I'm loving that. I know. So, first of all, let me first say that I am pregnant and that has been keeping me from my channel. But I'm gonna go into more details about that. I'm talking about my symptoms, what has been going on with how my family reacted to this and everything like that. It is something that I am willing to share on my channel because I feel that it is important for me to share, being a person that has a disability, and I have been searching for answers with other people with disability, especially disability like mine that arthritis. If you didn't know, that is my disability, and I just want others with my disability to hear about my experience, or anybody to hear about my experience and be educated, and you know, that those sort of stuff. So I got pregnant in May, but I found out in June because that's when my next period was due. My period did not come. Like the first 2 days it didn't come. I was like, that's okay, because like normally sometimes, like a lot of the times, my period will skip the first 2 days when it was supposed to come and then come after, but then after the 2 days it didn't come. Then the next day arrived and it didn't come. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know what to think. Like, seriously, I was in a state of mind where my mind was blank, because like I didn't want to think about it too much. And then like the Friday of that week, I decided, well, I guess it's time to do a test. And yeah, so I got a test. My best friend brought it up for me, and I did all the things what that I had to do. And I did like there was two strips in the pregnancy test, so I did the first one, and the two lines showed up like really really bold, like red, not like fainted. One is fainted and one is bold. No, both of them was bold. And I was like, I was shocked. I was feeling all sorts of things at once. I really didn't know how to feel. I felt a lot of things. And I was like, no, this can't be right. So like I did the next one and it was the same results. I was internally freaking out. Like my facial expression, I do not know what facial expression I had, but all I knew that internally I was freaking out, because I would have to tell my mom, I have to tell my dad, I have to tell my sister, my partner, everybody, and like that was just scary to me. And yeah, so fast that same day I told my partner, of course, because like he knew that I was missing my period and everything. He didn't really, when like he's the type of person, when he's receiving news, shocking news for the first time, he doesn't take it well. Like his reaction was, it was what I expected it to be, and the reaction of that was like, oh, like, are you sure you want to do this? Like, no, like, get rid of it, this, that, or whatever. That's what his reaction to get rid of it. Essentially, he didn't want nothing to happen to me because, like, me to die or anything like that because I have a disability, and he doesn't really understand my disability. So, like, and there's like this, like, people in my country are not generally educated on disabilities, as physical disabilities, especially rare disabilities as mine. So he was really freaking out. He didn't want nothing to happen to me. So initially he wanted me to get rid of it, and I was like, no. I personally, I don't believe in doing abortion. Like, I respect people that choose that path. It takes a lot of strength and courage to do that, as well as to keep it. And like, my personal choice is to keep rather than to get an abortion, because, like, I do not know what the future holds. I do want kids, and I do not know what the future holds. So, like, if I'm having the opportunity now, I rather take it than not take it, and then in the future I can't have. That was my initial thinking. So yeah, fast forward to, like, the weekend passed. Only few people knew, like my best friend, my boyfriend. Yeah. Then Monday rolled around. I told my grandmother because, like, I wanted advice on how to tell my mom, my parents in general, my mom and my dad. And she told me, like, tell my big sister, get her to make them, like, make my dad and my mom gather around and tell them. But, like, I was kind of scared to do that as well. So, but my boyfriend was like, um, tell your mother before it's too late. Like, the Tuesday, he was like, the Tuesday night, he was like, tell your mother because, like, next thing she is mad that you waited a long time to tell her. And mind you, she was already suspecting that something was. She already knew, like, mother's instinct, I guess. Plus, like, other things that was happening, and I was mentioning, that made her, like, kind of know. So initially, where we were,
When you see any black cat here?
black, no, not inside of it.
So I ain't gonna have
Nah, and it got away no hat. So yeah, so the Tuesday night, I told my mom, but I didn't really tell her by word of mouth, because I went there to tell her, to her room to tell her by mouth, and, like, it just couldn't come out. So I did the next best thing that I could do, which was text her, because, like, I'm not really a person to talk much. I'm not. I don't like talking that much. I mostly write, hence the reason why I write, because I don't like talking that much. So I texted her. She didn't say nothing that night, like, absolutely nothing. She just went to bed, and I was like, oh. But anyways, she just went to bed. That's it. And I didn't know what to think. Like, I was freaking out. But that same week, my sister, my big sister, was coming back to my country, which is Grenada. she's currently in the States. She's a emergency doctor, so she was coming to Grenada. And well, my mom told her the Wednesday morning because my mom thought that I told her already, but I didn't. And essentially, what had happened was my sister was kind of a little angry that I didn't tell her. Especially, I didn't tell her first because she was like, if you had told me first, then I wouldn't have told mom. I'd have waited for you to tell mom and stuff like that. But I was just confused. I didn't know what to do. I was just doing, I was just going with the flow and whatever worked in that moment. So, essentially, a lot happened during this month and some that I've been gone. Like my sister disappointed me and hurt my feelings. And I don't think that she thinks that she hurts my feelings because essentially the words that she said to me, to her it wouldn't be hurtful, but to me, a person with a disability, it did hurt me, and it felt very. Like, to me, I would expect like a stranger to tell me that, to tell me those things, but not like my own sister. You know, basically, she told me that I need to throw it, I can't carry, I'm gonna die, I can't do nothing for myself, I won't be able to raise it, like hold it, I won't be able to bathe the child or anything like that. She told me a lot of stuff, and I felt very hurt by those words. And that day, I couldn't eat because like I was very very much hurt. Like yeah, I was very hurt, and I was crying and stuff when she was telling to me, but I don't think she realized how much she hurt me. And that is a conversation that we have to have um, when I am ready to have it, because essentially that has affected our relationship. Because like before that, um I'm not really close. I would say like I'm not really someone that's close to my parents or I'm not really close to much people in my family, and the reason for that is being that, as I said, I don't like talking, and I like keeping to myself. And like, with that being said, I think like things would happen and I wouldn't stand up for myself, because like I have anxiety when I have to speak to people or say things and stand up for myself. So a lot of the times, like, she would be the one to support me. She knows what I like. She knows what the dreams that I have, and she would be the one to support me. So like, to have her say certain things, it really hurts, and I really did not expect her to say those stuff. Like I really, really, really didn't expect her to say those. But I felt that like that conversation could have happened a lot better if she had like opened herself to have a conversation. Like I feel like she was just shoving things down my throat instead of like sitting down and being like, in first place, like she said that she was hurt that I didn't tell her instead of mommy telling her. Like at least we could have started with that and be like, she could have been like, I was hurt that, and then I could have talked to her and explained why this happened and so on. And, we could have discussed possibilities and, possible outcomes and possible actions. But instead, she was just talking, and I was not really saying anything much. Well, my little sister was kind of defending me, but I was not saying anything much because like I felt really hurt by her words. So yeah, after that day, like me not eating that day really affected my health, because when one thing to note when you're pregnant, when you don't eat, you feel very, very, very nauseous. You feel sick, like absolutely sick. So that's when I started to get very sick. I that the next day I ate and stuff, but I was vomiting a lot. My sisters gave me ginger ale because that helps with nausea, and I was drinking that and I was eating, and that was essentially making things better, but it was not like fully better or anything like that. I was still like very sick. And then the week after that, I started to like get more sick, like deteriorate. It started up slow, and then by the end of the week, I couldn't eat nothing. I couldn't drink nothing, not even water, not ginger ale, nothing. Like I was throwing up everything, and I got really, really, really dehydrated. And I ended up by the doctor. The doctor gave me a gravel injection. I had gravel tablets and everything like that. But essentially, that wasn't really working as well, and I was really dehydrated, so I needed to go to the hospital. So the Monday, I I told my mom the Sunday night that I needed to go to the hospital because like I am too sick. By that time, my father had already found out because I told him like just before that and stuff. So yeah, he wanted to have a conversation with me at a point in time. We haven't had that conversation as yet, but yeah. So the Monday came. I messaged my dad to ask him where he's at. He was not at home or anything. He was not close by. He was all the way in the town, which is where I had to go for me to go to the hospital. My brother wasn't there. Essentially, everybody that I messaged that had a vehicle wasn't available. So what had happened? My boyfriend had to find one of his friends to drive me down to the hospital, and I went there. I went to the emergency room. Had I did like blood pressure test and did over a pregnancy test and everything like that. And I had to wait. I basically waited waited the whole day. Like, the healthcare system in my country is not that great, y'all, but I mean they try. I waited like whole day. I needed fluids. I was dehydrated as well. But when I got through, they couldn't, like, my veins are very tiny and you have to use like kids needles to get to in order to inject me or anything like that, or to get my IV then. And the doctor, like, the nurse got a vein, but essentially she didn't use the right needle, and my vein had swollen and stuff. So she said, like, when I reached down on the ward, the doctor would get a vein and put in my IV. So I was admitted into the hospital. I was there for a week. Um, yeah, I was there for a week. Like, and the first few days I couldn't eat, as I was finally I got my IV. I was getting fluids. After a while, I felt better. I started to eat, and yeah, I started, like, when I started to eat, I was like, hallelujah, because like I was so hungry. I was hungry. I was thirsty. I haven't gone this long without drinking water. I love my water. Like, even now, I have a bottle of water by me. I was so hungry and so thirsty. Like, I just wanted to eat. When I was able to eat, my mood was up because I was. The doctors would pass. A lot of the nurses knew me, and the doctor knew some. The doctors knew me because, like, um I basically grew up in a hospital. With being my disability, I used to be in a hospital for surgeries and all these things. So, like, the older nurses and stuff would know me. Um, and my mood wasn't up, and they was like, "You're not talking, you're not being yourself." And but when I got to eat, I was fully myself, attitude, everything back. But I stayed like an extra few days because my potassium was low because I wasn't eating at first. And by the Saturday, I did a next blood test and my potassium had gone up more. So essentially, they discharged me from the hospital, and I had to take potassium tablets after that. Well, just two, just to make sure that my potassium levels was, where they should be. I ate bananas and stuff. I ate a lot of potatoes. So, like, any blood test I do after this, like, my potassium should be like up there because, like, I eat so much potatoes and, banana and stuff. But yeah, that week was rough. I do not want to experience that again in my life. Like, never. But yeah, so. And then after that, when I came out from the hospital, I was so tired all the time that I haven't been reading. I haven't been filming anything because I was tired. Like, every day I would just sleep. Straight up sleep. Being pregnant is not easy. Like, I knew it was not easy, like, I knew like it wouldn't be at all easy, but like, knowing that it is not easy and experiencing it for yourself is two different things. Like, trust me. Yeah, so that was some of my symptoms. major morning sickness. And I also got pimples on my back, acne on my back and my chest. As you can see some on my chest there. I got on my back, and I hate it because like I'm accustomed to seeing my skin clear and nice and smooth, and now I have acne. I only have acne on my face. Why do I have acne all over my body now? But yeah, that is what has been happening. Right now, I'm like in my third month, like about 13, 14 weeks now. So, yeah. And thank God that I'm in like my second trimester, because now I don't really have to worry about nausea that much as my first trimester. The only thing, I am very picky, more picky than I usually am with food, because I am a picky eater, but now like I don't really want to eat meat and stuff. So yeah, but my baby is picky along with me, so I just can't wait for. I want to know my gender of my baby. That's one thing that I can't wait to find out, and I can't wait to actually make my baby. But yes, but essentially so far everything is okay. Me and my sister is still not in a great place. We don't really talk and communicate, and I'm not ready for that as yet, because I feel like if she tells me anything that um makes me angry, I will say something hurtful, and I don't really want to hurt her or be that person just because she hurt me. I should hurt her as well. I don't want to do that. So I am kind of like staying in my corner as usual for now, until I'm ready to go down that path. Hopefully, when I make my child, hopefully I have a safe journey, and I have a safe delivery, and my child is healthy and I'm healthy in the name of Jesus. And hopefully after that we can work on our relationship. But other than that, o- my mom is okay, my dad is okay, you know. So I know that this was unexpected, like, but it's okay. My boyfriend is being supportive and everything, so I'm thankful for that. My mom is supportive, my dad is supportive, my grandmom, basically my family is being supportive. It's just my sister hasn't gotten around to that as yet, and I don't want to really bash her or blame her or do anything, because essentially she is concerned about me. Yes, she didn't go about it in the right way in expressing her concern, but she has good intentions, and I know that. So like, and I know that. So like, we will get past this. So yeah, this is what has been happening, guys. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Hope you guys I don't know, I'm trying to get back into reading and stuff. I have, but the ow But there is like videos that I could make. Like right about now, I'm working on a video and like organizing my my Kindle app, like the collection section where I could put things in different category, romance, etc. So I'm making that into a video, and like there's different things that I want to do. If you guys want to hear anything about my journey, I just let me know. I will more than gladly share. I have to go to clinic on Tuesday, so I hope that everything goes well. Tuesday, I hope that my child is healthy. I am healthy. I just wish all the best. I just hope for the best. Like I'm keeping it very positive. Even though sometimes like the negative thoughts will come across my mind because like people can be negative and they can say things that will affect your mood and everything. Even though that can happen, but I'm trying to keep a positive mind. So yeah. So that is it for this video. I don't know how I will edit this down because it's like half an hour long, but hopefully you guys enjoy this. But see you next video.